You want your avoidant back, but the reason you're struggling is because you can't identify what kind of avoidant that they are. In this video, I'm going to be using 3 different avoidant attachment theories that you can apply to your situation if it resonates. Those 3 are DAs, FAs, and AAs. A DA is a dismissive-avoidant, an FA is a fearful-avoidant, and an AA is an aware-avoidant. Now these 3 can be similar, but they display things differently. For example, a dismissive-avoidant is someone that deflects, blame everything but themselves, they don't take accountability for their actions. They simply have the inability to recognize that they have avoidant attachment. So they avoid answering the question at all, or even identifying it. Secondly, the FA, or the fearful-avoidant, is an avoidant that fears vulnerability. They struggle to sit in any form of connection, any form of relationship, because the moment things start to get real, they withdraw. And they usually leave very suddenly, even after things are going so well. Thirdly, the AA, or the aware-avoidant, is an avoidant that understands they have avoidant attachment. They take accountability, maybe they apologize, they can identify when they're feeling a certain way and voice it. And depending on which avoidant they are, can tell you a lot about whether they will come back, whether they actually have the ability to give you what you need long term. Having dismissive-avoidant is quite hard to heal because they simply don't understand what is wrong with them, they don't take the time to actually understand it. And some people are stubborn, some people prefer not to know because it makes them feel bad about themselves. But they can heal, but only if they are willing to be open to the possibility that something is wrong. A fearful-avoidant is also very similar to the dismissive-avoidant, where it takes time, but it also takes a lot of effort. Because a fearful-avoidant has to learn to sit within vulnerability, learn to stop running away when things get real, which is extremely difficult because it goes against everything they know, everything they're hardwired for. It also can be healed, but it also does take time and accountability and a want to heal. An aware-avoidant, and this is where things get interesting, have a lot more chances of healing and healthy reconciliation. The only reason being is that an aware-avoidant means they've already done half the work, they understand what's wrong with them, they can vocalize it, maybe they even speak to you about it. Having an understanding of your attachment wounds is incredibly useful for putting things into practice. Because it means once they start practicing vulnerability and independence, they don't question why they feel a certain way. So they're far less likely to withdraw or emotionally distance themselves from what they truly want. And on top of that, they don't negatively associate the person they're with or the person they want with the feeling they have. And that's where the FAs and the DAs really struggle because they don't understand why they're feeling that way in vulnerability. Maybe they begin to associate the person they're with that feeling. They start to think, well, I shouldn't feel this way, so maybe it's you. Maybe it's the person I'm with. When in reality it's not. It's about their attachment wounds that they've had since they were young. So hopefully based on these things I've told you, you can hopefully resonate or at least identify what your avoidant is, which is very useful for applying tips and knowing how to navigate your situation. One rule I will add to this is that any avoidant, the one thing they need is accountability and a want to heal. If they don't have those 2 things, it's incredibly hard to heal and it takes a lot of time. So if your avoidant has left you and they're one of those 3, you really need to understand that there's no guarantee that reconciliation is on the table. Even if they decide to heal, even if they choose healing, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're guaranteed to have them back. So to increase your chances of them returning to you, you need to try your best to not let them associate that feeling with you independently. What I mean by that is don't act in any way, shape or form that makes them feel less about themselves. Don't insult them or belittle them at all. Don't say there's something wrong with you, you need to heal. When they're emotionally distancing, try to regulate yourself in a way that doesn't let them affect your well-being. Having that confidence helps them regulate a lot quicker. And when you can pick up on patterns, when you see when they're emotionally withdrawing, when they're struggling with their avoidant tendencies, it reassures you that it's not about you. You can see they're struggling, but it's an internal issue. So it immediately takes the pressure off of you, thinking you have to have everything figured out. And it allows them the space and time they need to really filter out those feelings. But it can be done. And I really hope for you that it does if you want them back, but understand that you're going to be okay regardless. You don't need them, but I know you want them. Always remember that because you are enough regardless. I really hope this was helpful in some way. If you need any help with your situation or you want to ask me for some advice, please leave it in the comments. I will try to answer every single one of you. But just look after yourself and always prioritize your emotions and your well-being over theirs.